Hi everyone, and welcome back to our channel, or welcome to our channel if you're new here. In today's video, we'll be showing you how to make a homemade funnel cake. Now, of course, this is the Valentine's Day weekend, so we thought that this would be a perfect recipe to bring out, especially because unfortunately we can't really go anywhere right now because of the pandemic. So this is a perfect treat to make at home for this Valentine's Day weekend and for the Family Day weekend, of course. So if you'd like to see how to make this, then please keep on watching. Alright, so for this funnel cake, you're going to need 1 teaspoon of mixed essence, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar, as well as a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. And these are all the ingredients that are going to be mixed into our batter. And of course, for our batter, you're also going to need 1 beaten egg, you're going to need half a cup of milk. You're going to need 1 cup of flour. You're also going to need 1 cup of vegetable oil. And you're also going to need some topping ingredients. So for this one, we use some strawberry syrup, some whipped cream, and some powdered sugar. And in terms of the powdered sugar, we used 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar. And along with the other ingredients that we use to do the toppings, you can also add fruit. So we're adding some blueberries, and we'll also be adding some strawberries to that as well. And of course, you can sub these out for any other fruits that you'd like. And of course, to make a funnel cake, you need a funnel. So we have 2 sizes here. We did end up using the blue one, which is a lot larger of a funnel, and you'll see why later on. And of course, you're going to need a bowl and a spatula. Alright, so we're going to start off by building our funnel cake batter. So we're going to add 1 cup of flour. You're going to add your 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. You're then going to add your half a teaspoon of nutmeg, then your 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar, and we're only going to use 3/4 teaspoon of the ground cinnamon, so not the full teaspoon of cinnamon. We're taking the rest of that and putting it into the powdered sugar to give an added flavor to our toppings. Now, of course, this is optional. You guys can just add in the full teaspoon of cinnamon into your batter, but we're just taking out a little bit of it just to put it somewhere else. So we're gonna add also 1 teaspoon of butter. I know this is not shown in the beginning, but it is gonna be in the full ingredient description below. So be sure to check that out. So we're mixing that in slightly. You don't really have to mix it in too much here because we're gonna be adding more ingredients. Speaking of which, we are gonna be adding in our 1 beaten egg. And then from there, you're going to mix that together, and you'll see that your dough is going to start to clump together like a batter. And from there, we're going to start adding in the other minor ingredients. So from there, we're going to add in our 1 teaspoon of essence, or vanilla essence. And we're going to start adding the milk gradually. So you're going to add a splash each time just to build the batter together. Okay, so now we're also working with 1/3 cup of water. Now you're gonna not add this right away. You're just gonna add a splash in like you saw here, and we're gonna work that into the batter. Now you'll see the batter is gonna start to get a little bit watery, and that's exactly what we're looking for here, because with a funnel cake, it needs to fit through the funnel in order to be fried properly. And with the dough that we originally had before we added water, it was too thick. So we're just adding a little bit of water each time until we get the desired consistency that we're looking for. So now that we have the consistency here, we're gonna try and use the funnel and see if we can get the batter through the funnel, almost running out like water. So You can see here that it is running out, but it's not running out as fast as it should be. So you can see when we're trying to move it, it doesn't really come out as one, it kind of just cuts. So that's how we know that we're going to need a little more water in here. Now, of course, you want to be very light-handed with this. You don't want to add too much water to completely water down your batter. You just want it to be not too thick and also not too thin. So you see we just added a little splash there now, and we're going to mix that together. And you'll see that now our batter is a little bit more thinner, but the thing is that it's not completely thin. It's not water, and that's perfect. So now we know that it's going to probably run through a lot better this time around. So we're going to try that again with the same funnel. So now we're going to take just a little bit again and test it through the funnel, and you want to do this a couple times until you get what you're looking for, and this is exactly the consistency you're looking for here. So you see how it's running out of the funnel very quickly, not like a full pipe, but quick enough that you can actually work with it when it's frying. So now that that's all set up, we're going to take our vegetable oil, or any oil of your choice of course, and we're going to add that to our pan and put it on medium high. And you see we're testing it out with a little piece of the batter and trying out to see how hot it is, and it's perfect heat at this point. So you're going to take a spoon of sorts and then take your funnel, and you're going to put your finger underneath the funnel while holding it simultaneously with your thumb. That way that none of the batter is coming out from the bottom when you're filling it with the spoon. So we're going to fill it all the way to the top, and then you're going to let go your finger on it and hold the funnel with your other hand. And then you're just going to make a spiral motion until it starts to form into a round cake. So you can see here that once it does start to form, you can kind of get creative with it and start squiggling it around in different ways. You want to try to also cover a lot of the bare areas inside of the funnel cake. That's just so that you don't have any of it breaking off. So you're going to let this fry for about 1.5 minutes on each side, so about 3 minutes in total for each funnel cake. And you'll want to keep turning it just to make sure that it doesn't get too brown on one side and it's too light on the other. Alright, so you can see here that this one is pretty much done. I know that our lighting is a little bit weird near the stove, so it kind of looks like it's not, but it's definitely done. It's a lot more crispier, so you'll know when it's done and when it's a lot harder to hold with your tongs. So we're just going to show you another demonstration of it doing it. So you can see here we let go with our finger at the bottom, but holding it with the other hand at the top, and just spiraling it around. And you could see because of us watering down the batter just ever so slightly, it made it a lot easier for it to run through. Now you might be wondering why we're not using the green funnel. It's because we realized that it's a lot smaller. So we wouldn't be able to make larger funnel cakes, we'll make a lot smaller ones. Because if you can notice here that when we fill up the full funnel, it makes one whole funnel cake. I guess that's why they call it a funnel cake, because it takes up a whole funnel to make one. So yeah, you can see here we're just kind of going around in circles with it. You don't need to go around in circles after you've gotten your base of the funnel cake. You can kind of just do crisscrosses and spirals and do whatever you'd like with it. You can get creative with it as well. Okay, so we let this fry on one side, so we're going to be turning this over just like the first one. You can see it's still a little bit soft when we're turning it with the tongs. That means it's not really done yet. So you're going to let it cook for a little bit longer. And you can use your discretion on this. You can make it a lot more softer if you'd like, or you can make it a lot more crispier than we did. Now because of our lighting here, you can't really tell, but it's a lot browner than it looks. And we liked it a little bit more crispier on the outside. So these are the funnel cakes that what they look like. Now the batter measurements that we gave you gives you about 3 large size funnel cakes, just to keep that in mind. So now we're just going to decorate our funnel cake. Now we kind of decorated it in a way that we saw when we went to Canada's Wonderland. It had a lot of strawberries on it, a lot of whipped cream, and it had strawberry sauce all over it. And it's honestly one of the best funnel cakes ever, but this is very much a close second to that. So we're just adding these strawberries at the bottom, the first layer of the funnel cake, and we just cut them into slices to put them on there. You don't have to be perfect with these, especially with the blueberries and everything. Just have fun with it. Place it however you'd like, because at the end of the day, the whipped cream is going to completely cover everything else, and you'll see that in a few minutes. But one thing to also keep in mind is to wait for your funnel cake to cool a little bit before you start putting anything on there. We learned this the hard way by putting on our whipped cream almost not right after we took it out of the fryer, but a couple minutes after. And because of that, you can see here that we did make a fairly good whipped cream tower here. It's kind of lopsided, but it's there. We also added our powdered sugar with cinnamon. So we put the cinnamon inside of this powdered sugar sifter, and we just sifted it onto the funnel cake. And you can see our poor whipped cream is dying. It's melting completely. So we did have to go back in and add it in for photo purposes. But of course, you don't have to add as much whipped cream that we did. We thought it was very much needed because of the funnel cake being so hot. It melted it completely, and it soaked into the funnel cake, which tasted amazing, but it didn't exactly look good. So you see here, we added another layer of that powdered sugar as well as the whipped cream, and you can see it's slowly trying to melt again. So we're then adding that strawberry sauce as well. We're kind of just drizzling it on top. Again, you could have a lot of fun with this. You can use chocolate sauce as well. That was an option that we were thinking about as well. So yeah, that is our DIY funnel cake. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We definitely did. It was delicious. It came out just like a carnival or fun fair funnel cake, and we were very pleasantly surprised by how well it came out. You can see here I'm cutting it with a fork here. I mean, you're gonna end up eating it with your hands, of course, but cutting it with a fork, you could see how nice and crispy it is, and it came out perfectly this way. So make sure to stick with the 1.5 minutes on each side. That is the perfect amount of time to have it frying. And you can see here with the whipped cream, it is so delicious. I couldn't stop eating it. It was very addictive. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to comment down below what you thought of this video and other videos on our channel. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos when we upload. So I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Also, happy holidays for those of you celebrating Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, and happy Family Day for those of you like us in Canada who are celebrating Family Day. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.